We have Virtual World for you today. That's a refresher. Ragnarika doing its thing. We also have more Lightsworn piles. And of course, the innovations just keep coming. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content, huh? Goblin Bikers in my Virtual World deck. This is not on my expectations sheet for this block, but you know what? I'm happy to see that we're actually taking advantage of, the rank 3 capabilities of this deck, or rather, I guess put the extra bodies on the field to turbo up through some of the synchro lines down here. I mean, Big Gabunga's pretty good, and you also get free access, Armor Torpedo on up here. We are only playing, this is actually kind of sad, we're not doing any of the other real kind of, nope, we are not. Every time I see this, you kind of are like, hey, are they going to dedicate some extra slots to, being able to do the double detach, get the full search here, but we're just doing the full armored, which is fine. You do see that we are doing the standard goblin package in here, I think, for what you want to be including in here. E-Telly for the free beam out. Man, being able to bring out the Nian Yan out here and capitalize is pretty good. You also see we're only playing 2 copies of the Qing Long in the main. We're siding the additional copy of Qing Long. And for the side deck down here, you actually are able to board a little bit more aggressively with this deck. So you have the Dark Dragoon, the Nathung, the Crystal Wing. You have the Mud Dragon in here as well, and the Tzolk'in. So you have a lot of different stepping stones and things you can kind of do. And of course, I should have known, we can actually Calamity Lock your opponent in here, because we actually have some level modification options that you typically don't see all that much. And of course, you're able to actually kind of step on into the Brave Massaro in here and kind of punish your opponent. Wow. I will say, in terms of innovation, this was not what I expected to see. And the fact that, this whole deck kind of feels like it comes together quite beautifully for all of the moving engine pieces, I gotta clap for it. If you're looking to test out some Virtual World stuff and just kind of have fun, fun in modern era Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh boy, you can give this a shot, honestly. This is a combination of things that's quite exciting to see. Now, we have Ragnarika Ogdoadic. And, anytime we have an Ogdoadic list showing up out of here, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be like, oh, we got to talk about it. Because, honestly, I love the Ogdoadic package. I love what you can actually do with this. Now, this build is not really going too crazy on the Ogdoadic stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's here. We're trying out bits and pieces of it, but, your Ogdoadic package is just the Caruses, the new Yuyas. You have 2 Nunu, and then, of course, you're playing 1 copy of Daybreak. Daybreak is actually pretty good at putting the large amount of tokens that you typically want to see on the field, so you can kind of do the huge Xyz lines of plays that you want. And I do see, hey, of course, it's all about the Snake's Rain, baby. Now remember, fun fact, Snake's Rain is not a once per turn. If you have enough fuel to be able to pump out 2 of these, well, after the first Ash, you might be able to actually do something. In terms of the rest of this, this is your reptile that you can kind of dump off and do your thing. And then, of course, you're going through the rest of the Rika stuff. And, of course, don't forget, Night Sword Serpent being able to revive itself because it's sent off of a card effect, A-okay by me. Still only playing, all of the builds are all going to tell you the exact same thing. You're going to stick to the 1 copy of the Hunting Dance. You're not going to try to bulk down any more of this. If you're trying to play more of these, I feel like you're just going to run into issues. You know what I mean? So, in terms of consistency, everything looks good here. For side deck, you have Pinkertopsis for going second. You have some Soul Releases. This is going to, honestly, a lot of this side deck is interchangeable. You're going to depend on what your local matchups are going to be, and you'll just make some decisions based on that. I'm also kind of digging the Lone Fire Blossoms in here to be able to toggle on into the Ragnarika seed and kind of sit up and go from there. But, okay. This is what this is all about, right? It's all about the combo combinations of Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, we also have more Lightsworn for you out here. First thing I'm going to tell you here is the way that Lightsworn plays right now, there are so many cool things that you can do with this deck. All right. Also, when you're filtering with the 60 card piles out here, you got to remember a lot of bricks in here. All right. Do I need to tell you about the bricks? Trust me, they're here. Now, one interesting thing I see, we're playing a Chaos Betrayer. If this card is in your graveyard and banish a Lightened Dark from your graveyard, special summon this card in defense mode, but banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is special summon, target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. Well, this is just a mini level 6 that gets to pop itself on out to the field. So basically, if you're going through like a mill and you hit this and you're like, hey, we can toss a light and dark on out. Well, you get a free little body on the field, which means we get link climbing capabilities. Yay! Also, he's a fiend, so if you're trying to, do some hopscotch, well, maybe not so much. Also, this being a level 6, do I need to tell, not you, you and you. It's kind of funny, actually. This deck being able to make a Chang Ying. Obviously, this would be a Baron in any other life, but this is actually kind of funny to see. And of course, the Nemesis flag into the Protoss plays that you're able to do. I would also very much love the fact that you could maybe put a Thunder Dragon Colossus in here as well. I also do like the fact that you might be able to actually make the Kagutsuchi. Double Beast Warrior. Yeah, Double Beast Warrior. This actually is a relevant piece of the combo. The fact that you can kind of gas through so much of this combo, so you can kind of do your thing, it's actually kind of insane. It's a little bit more niche, and you got to worry about, gosh darn variants ruining your day. Sometimes you just got to use this as a tuner monster, along with, just being able to synchro up and continue to play the game. All right, what else we got back here? We have Chimera for you today. I will tell you that it's also been very cool to actually see the Emissary of the House of Wax actually seeing play. Remember, when an opponent's monster clears an attack, and special summon this card, and then if this card battles, neither monster is destroyed, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of your opponent's battle phase, you can activate this attack until the start of your opponent's next battle phase. All attack position monsters your opponent currently controls cannot change their battle positions, nor be used as fusion, synchro, exceeds, or link summon. And the kicker, all of their effects are actually negated. That one little line of text actually makes this card insane and actually allows itself as a very, very strong anti-meta choice against some of these troublesome decks out here. Now, I do see here, we have some interesting fusion subbers in here. We are playing the Light Hexiel, and we are playing the Versago the Destroyer. I actually kind of like both of these. Having some fusion subs kind of as options for deck building does tend to come up quite a lot out here. And of course, the Dark Barrier statue. You know how many builds or how many of these decks have been getting free wins just because people aren't prepared for a barrier statue coming back off of this? The fact that you can banish this at any time and revive the barrier statue during your opponent's turn effectively just puts you in such a good, stupid position out here. And you're like, oh, hey, you're attempting to do something, barrier statue of the dark, and you're just like, wow, I'm so glad that the Dark Barrier statue could actually work as a fiend monster against me. Outside of that, I'll be honest with you, it's cool to see the Diabells in here as actually acting as a little choice, but this deck is going to be, it's a lot more combo-oriented than it used to be. And also the random pick from your opponent's hand off of the Chimera tends to not really get you as much crazy value as you want to see. Don't underestimate this card, though. I'm telling you, Mirror Jade and friends can be some stupid stuff. And our last list that we have for you here is actually Goblin Bikers themselves. Goblin Bikers have been kind of hitting some pretty crazy notes out here as late. Goblin Bikers being able to just really do some interesting things. I don't think people are really too ready for Goblin Bikers. This is a little thing out here. I guess we've reached the point now that you can see things like this actually seeing play. Hello, full armored Xyz with the grand. Also the fact here, you're not playing that secondary copy. We just don't want the full detached eye. That's all I'm getting. So that can also make an Apollo. So you gotta be, honestly, this Goblin Biker stuff is very scary, and I guarantee you, especially if you're slapping down like a Dimensional Fisher as like an anti-meta choice, people are not ready for what this deck can do, and I guess it just kind of really shows right now in the course of the game. I don't know. I do think that the fact that this managed to get 10th place out of its regional definitely puts it on the list of things that you need to worry about, but you also need to remember out here, with the current state the game is in, you have so many different random decks that can just steal, an X2 slot and just slot themselves in. It's actually kind of crazy to see. And I think, showcasing these decks actually does prove Yu-Gi-Oh's in a pretty gosh darn good spot right now. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And remember, the Lightsworn piles are starting. Maybe they're not going to do the best out here, or, who really knows, but it's an opportunity nonetheless. You guys have a good rest of your day and stay safe out there, all right?
Patrons!
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.